Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 3 of episode 24, and our main event is still to come tonight. Who is going to go on and face Triple H for the world title over the limit? We'll find out later when it's Sting versus The Undertaker in the final matchup of the tournament to crown a new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Who will it be going on to face the game at Over the Limit? Will it be Sting or will it be The Undertaker? Nevertheless, still to come up next, a matchup that was made earlier tonight by the Commissioner, and if I was Mr. Anderson, I would not want to be facing my opponent right now. Mr. Anderson is coming out here now after losing to Sting last week in the quarterfinals of that tournament. As mentioned before, Anderson coming out here, and I do not want to be him. I do not envy him. He has to go one-on-one with a mentally unstable character in Raven. Although it's not showing on his face, I'm sure he didn't really want to be put in this position tonight. He'd rather have the night off than face Raven, I'm sure of it. Nevertheless, he is going one-on-one with Raven here tonight. The former hardcore champion coming out here to an incredible crowd response. Raven about to make his way to the ring, and I do not envy Mr. Anderson one bit. Raven earlier tonight, it was the first matchup of the evening when John Cena went one-on-one with Kane. Cena won the matchup with aid from Randy Orton, I might add. And when Randy Orton was distracted with Kane, Cena thought he was all safe and wholesome, but instead, who would come out of the backstage but Raven? Following that matchup, Raven would attack Cena and send him out of the building. Ever since earlier tonight, Cena has not been seen. He was hightailing it out of the exit. Last time we saw him, Raven tried to go after him, but then the Commissioner made the matchup, and here's a cover by Raven. And look at Raven with the shots to the face of Anderson, and this is not the Raven we usually see. This is a much more mentally unstable Raven. This is a man who last week was refused entry into the #1 Contenders Tournament because of his mental state, and you can see now the way he's wailing on Mr. Anderson. My God, look at that. Raven is bat insane. I don't know how to describe it other than that. And now look at this. I don't know how much the referee's going to put up with this. He just spine drove Mr. Anderson straight onto the steel steps, and he spreads the wings. I do not envy John Cena either. Earlier tonight, the Commissioner made the matchup to Raven. Raven's going to get his rematch for the NLW Hardcore Championship. He lost it to John Cena at Destruction. However, at the next pay-per-view Over the Limit, Raven will go one-on-one with John Cena for the NLW Hardcore Championship, and this time it's an I Quit match. Oh my lord. Sending Mr. Anderson off the apron, and he is being pummeled by Raven at the moment. Anderson can't get any breathing room whatsoever, and he's trying to break the neck of him. How much more can Anderson take? I've never seen Raven like this before. He's gone insane. Look at Anderson, he's knocked out on his damn feet. And look at this. Raven effect by Raven. He has decimated Mr. Anderson. And it's over. He makes quick work of Mr. Anderson. And I, honest to God, have never seen anything like we've just witnessed. At least I can't remember anything like this ever happening before. Raven blitzed him. He completely destroyed him. Mr. Anderson can barely move, and Raven, I can't believe the Commissioner's allowed him to compete here tonight, let alone book him in a match for the hardcore title at Over the Limit. John Cena, if you're watching from your limousine or wherever you are, I would be afraid, very afraid. The way Raven wailed on Mr. Anderson throughout this matchup was unreal, and it ended with this, a swift Raven effect, DDT to the head. Raven picking up the victory, a very quick and decisive victory over Mr. Anderson. My God, how he's fallen. I don't think even Mr. Anderson expected this. He expected a contest, he expected a wrestling match, but Raven was in no mood. He made quick work of him and sent a major message to John Cena. No wonder Cena wanted to hightail it out of the arena earlier tonight so badly. I wouldn't have wanted to face Raven face to face either, especially in that attitude. Cena has to go one-on-one with this man in an I Quit match at Over the Limit, and I do not envy him one bit. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, Raven going crazy yet again. But coming up next, two monsters collide. It is Sting versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania and Destruction rematch. They go one-on-one with the winner winning the entire tournament and facing Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship at Over the Limit. Will it be Sting or The Undertaker? Find out next. Well, you saw what Raven did to Mr. Anderson. I don't know how the hell Chris Jericho's going to survive, but he's going to have to go one-on-one with Raven upcoming this Wednesday on Metal. The Intercontinental Champion preparing for his 3 Stages of Hell match. It's Chris Jericho versus Raven. And also on Metal this Wednesday, it's going to be AJ Styles and Kurt Angle face to face. Styles' attitude problem has been a problem recently, so Angle and Styles go face to face before they face off at Over the Limit. Needless to say, you wonder what those two are going to say to each other when they go face to face on Metal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next is our main event of the evening. It's the final of this #1 Contenders tournament, and it all consummates tonight. There you see the tournament brackets. Those have been played out over the past couple weeks, and tonight is the final. Only 2 remain out of the 8 that began. Sting and The Undertaker. They are in the final, and right now they're going to face off with the winner going one-on-one with Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship at Over the Limit. And about to make his way to the ring, the first ever NLW World Heavyweight Champion, The Undertaker. In NLW history, there have only been 4 World Heavyweight Champions. The Undertaker is the first of them. And as he makes his way to the ring, you gotta wonder what's going through his mind. Not only has he defeated John Cena, a former world champion, he has also defeated his brother Kane in the semi-finals as well, and tonight it culminates when he goes one-on-one with his long-time rival in the Icon Sting. It was back at Destruction that was the last time that The Undertaker and Sting were in the same ring. They faced off in a last man standing matchup that ended in a draw, and about to make his way to the ring now, the Icon, the Dead Man's biggest rival in NLW, is about to make his way to the ring. Sting is a man who would love to get some championship gold on his resume, but he has to go through The Undertaker first, and there's obviously still some animosity, and obviously still some hard feelings that need to be sorted. After all, it was the last man standing matchup that I was talking about earlier that ended in a drawback at Destruction. Sting spearing The Undertaker off at the top of the stage. That was weeks ago, but it feels like only yesterday. He speared Undertaker off at the top of the stage and made him sure that nobody could get up. And they are about to lock up in our main event here tonight. Oh wait. Well, of course, coming out here to a chorus of boos, we weren't going to have a #1 Contenders matchup with the world champion not out here, were we? And here he comes, the current world heavyweight champion Triple H, here to witness this #1 Contenders matchup in person, and this matchup gets under the way. Sting trying to go after the Undertaker immediately, but instead he gets caught out, and now the Undertaker stalking him now, but Sting knows him so well, and Sting, having come so close to beating him at Destruction, you gotta wonder, is tonight the night he's going to beat the Undertaker and cement his legacy? He lost at WrestleMania as well, and that's still eating up inside of him. Needless to say, he's pointing at Triple H. He wants the World Heavyweight Championship around his waist, and now the Undertaker firing with all cylinders with heavy shots to the face of Sting, and there's an elbow. Now the Undertaker looking at the crowd, and you look at the Sting now. Look at the vicious streak in Sting. It's been well documented in the past how vicious Sting can be, especially with the Undertaker, as he throws him into the corner, but Undertaker ducks and moves out of the way. Sting goes shoulder first into the steel ring post. And now again, he's the one pointing to Triple H. He wants that World Heavyweight Championship again. He will do anything to win that World Heavyweight title. Hasn't held it since August of last year. And now Sting rolling him off the ropes, but again reversed. And there's a big boot by the Phenom, and followed up with a leg drop. Goes into the cover now, and is a cover by the Undertaker, but a kick up by Sting. And what do you think goes through the mind of Triple H as he looks on at this #1 Contenders matchup? He knows that one of these men is going to challenge him at Over the Limit. And now Sting, look, oh my goodness. Almost going to go for the Scorpion Death Drop there, but he's on his shoulders, and now the Power Slam. These two beasts, both with a heavy, hard-hitting reputation in NLW. One of them is going one-on-one with Triple H over the limit, but which one will it be? We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. The Undertaker, he's knocked to the outside, and Sting right back on his tail, and that's 275 pounds, punching him in the kidney and dropping on him, and fan support by the Undertaker. And now look at this, has his arm held, but Sting reverses him into the steel ring post, and Sting diving at him again, and the Stinger splash right onto the barricade. Good grief. These two men have faced off twice before, once at WrestleMania, once at Destruction. This is the third matchup in the series. Of course, the first matchup Undertaker won at WrestleMania, the second one Sting came so close to winning. Undertaker going for old school, but he's hung up in the ropes. That draw at Destruction must be eating away at Sting. He has that in mind as he takes Undertaker up and suplexes him from the top rope down to the canvas. Sting is really giving it to the Undertaker, and look at the game, sarcastically clapping on the outside. He's doing that, he knows that these two beasts are beating the hell out of each other, so whoever does win this matchup is going to be weakened. Here's a roll up by the Undertaker, but a kick out by Sting. Triple H knows that if this keeps going at the pace it's going, at the hard hitting factor it's going, that he's going to have a much easier job at Over the Limit with both of these men so badly beaten even. Flippin' hell, getting tongue tied. This is a incredible main event, one of the greatest main events we've ever had on NLW. Undertaker points to Triple H again, but gets caught out, and he's dropped down on the ring apron, and there you see Triple H holding that title high. He knows what it's about, and so do they, as Undertaker gets Irish whipped into the steel ring post. Sorry, steel ring steps even. I'm starting to think that Triple H is more of a distraction than a threat on the outside there. Obviously these two men are wary of him possibly interfering in this matchup, but the fact of the matter is that Triple H is just here to observe. At least that's what we hope. And of course he's being more of a distraction at the moment, as Sting has the Undertaker held, and that's 300 pounds held in the air as if he was a cruiserweight, and the suplex couldn't do it. Undertaker kicks out at 2. Again, both men getting back up, and Sting punched again, and yet another time. Sting in the corner now. Undertaker, he has such a following here in NLW. He's one of the most popular superstars ever. In fact, he won Superstar of the Year in 2013 Slammies even, and now he's batted off of the ring apron and onto the steel barricade on the outside. And now again, head bouncing off of the barricade out there. But there's an elbow by the Undertaker, ducks underneath, and there's a diving clothesline. A diving clothesline by the Phenom. But how much left has he got in the tank? Sting may be dazed for the moment, but how much left does the Undertaker have? Triple H obviously wondering that. He clutches his world title for his life, because these two men are going after it like hungry dogs, vicious. And again, speaking of vicious, Sting is really going to work on that leg. Driving it off the knee, ring apron, and the knee again into the steel ring post. But now kicking Sting away, trying to distance himself for a little bit at least, but not for long. There's a clothesline, wants to give him the elbow to the chest, but instead Sting, oh my, he's back up, and now here we go. He dragged him to the middle of the ring. Scorpion Deathlock, sharpshooter applied by Sting, and the pressure that's being applied on those legs is phenomenal. Is he going to tap out? Is Sting going on to Over the Limit? Not at the moment. Undertaker making it to the ropes, and now Sting right back at him as Triple H observes. Undertaker being beaten up, but there's Sting getting caught up in the ropes there, but there's a spine buster by Undertaker, and here's a cover and a kick out by Sting. This is our main event of episode 24. Both these men have had incredibly long journeys to get here in this tournament, as Undertaker clotheslines Sting to the outside. The winner of this matchup will face Triple H at Over the Limit for the World Heavyweight Championship. Undertaker, first ever World Heavyweight Champion. Sting looking for redemption against Undertaker, looking to beat him for the first time. And now the leg scissors applied, and now look at that, the vicious way that Undertaker rakes his boot And the action by The Undertaker there suggests that he's going after Triple H's title. I'll tell you what, if I was in the Cerebral Assassin's position at the moment, I would not be happy at all. Especially after seeing this performance by The Undertaker and Sting as well, as he has him following his body shots. Hits the chokeslam. And now signals the end. Is it going to be the end for Sting? But Sting reverses. Jumps over him. And there's a Scorpion Death Drop. Out of nowhere, is it going to be all? But The Undertaker in the ropes, luckily. Sting cannot believe it. That could have been all from the Scorpion Death Drop. He hit his finisher and everything. What, oh my. With Sting going to the outside, and this is not no disqualification, but not no DQ. He's got a chair anyway, and Undertaker with a big boot to the chair on the side of the jar, and there is a DDT. The frustration building for Sting and The Undertaker. Sting resorting to getting the chair in the ring. If he'd have used it, he would have been disqualified. But nevertheless, it was going to be a chokeslam, but Sting spears him to the floor. And now both men are down, but not for long. Undertaker with the Hell's Gate. And he can hit this out of nowhere. Is Sting tapping out? Is The Undertaker going to over the limit? Sting is locked up in the Hell's Gate, but look at the strength. That's 300 pounds. He's just lifted in the air. Sting is going full force. Flipping hell, Triple H can't believe it either. He can't believe it. Neither can we, neither can these fans. And now is he going to go for another power slam? Or a tombstone maybe? The Sting reverses. Oh my God! Oh, for the love of God. And now Triple H. Triple H in there with a chair, and oh my. Wailing on these guys. For flip's sake. He's driving that chair into the damn throat of The Undertaker, and what the hell's this? What the hell has happened here? Triple H was being a bystander for the most part, but why the hell did he interfere in this one? He got the chair that Sting brought into play and just leveled out both of his potential challengers, but it seems to me that neither of these men won. Triple H just decking out more people in his tirade, and it looks as if Undertaker was going to win it there, but then the steel chair shot off the head of both men, and then the chair shots to the backs of both competitors, and Triple H wasn't going to stand idly by anymore. He got that chair and he leveled out everyone in the ring. Everybody in sight was leveled out with that chair by Triple H, and the world champion retreating as quickly as he entered. Nobody in this match won. In Triple H's mind, both of these guys are losers. In Triple H's mind, there is no #1 contender. He made sure of it. I think the referee called a double disqualification on that one. Called a no contest. And Triple H is... Oh wait. This music ended abruptly. What the hell's this? We're going to see another surprise here. What the... Never heard this music before, but... Triple H has got a bewildered look on his face, and... Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I know who that is. That's the NLW Commissioner. We don't usually see his face, he's usually hidden behind the camera, but what's he got to say?
So, you thought that by attacking both those guys with chairs, that there would be no #1 contender. I am the NLW Commissioner, and I couldn't sit behind my desk any further and witness this. I had to come out in person. I had to come out of the shadows, because there's a problem. Because Triple H decided to attack the two of you in the ring with steel chairs, there is no #1 contender. Congratulations, Triple H. You've done what you set out to do. Instead of being one #1 contender, there are now two.
What?
Triple H, you've dug yourself a hole. Add over the limit, there's not going to be one winner of this tournament, there's going to be two. At Over the Limit for the World Heavyweight Championship, Triple H, you will put your World Heavyweight Championship on the line against both Sting and The Undertaker in a triple threat match.
Well, what an announcement that is. Triple H
Let
has
it be
dug himself
known that
deep.
Over the Limit it is going to be for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Triple H, not only will you face one man, you're going to face two. Sting versus Undertaker versus Triple H. The match is final.
Well, the Commissioner coming out here for the first time ever, face to face, and oh my lord, I do not want to be Triple H at this point. I do not envy that man at all. The World Heavyweight Champion has not only got one contender to deal with, he's got two. It's going to be a triple threat matchup at Over the Limit. Undertaker, Sting, and the Game square off.